Starting tomorrow, the United States will implement reciprocal tariffs on other nations.
It was the day Donald Trump put new tariffs
Chad, this is not a political thing,
on
Chad.
products
This is a night
imported
video. It's
into
a night
the
video.
U.S. from other countries.
They charge us, we charge them.
Trump assigned a different tariff rate for each country. Goods from China would be charged 34%. Goods from Indonesia, 32%. He charged other countries even more.
Vietnam, they like
China is what? 6, 7.
me, I like them. We're going to charge them 46%. Cambodia, oh, look at Cambodia. And we're going to bring it down to 49%.
For many U.S. companies that manufacture products in these countries, these tariffs were very bad news. But for Nike, they were a disaster. Because Nike made almost all of its sneakers and apparel in these countries, it was facing more than $1 billion in tariffs. And because even before Liberation Day, pretty much everything else at Nike was going terribly.
Once a tastemaker, sneaker giant Nike is falling behind.
Shares of Nike are in free fall.
Warning of weaker revenue.
An identity crisis.
Yo, this is a lot of
Shares of Nike are in free fall.
These guys know, these guys that short this shit, these guys sold them. They know that without child labor, without sweatshops, they're nothing. They know for a fact that sweatshops hold the world together. Is what it is.
Warning of weaker revenue.
An identity crisis.
Nike.
Nike.
Make no mistake, there's a lot wrong here.
Nike needs to get its you-know-what together.
Now you might be thinking, why does one sports company really matter? And I'd say that if you want to understand the 21st century political economy of sports, you have to consider not just the players, teams, leagues, and owners, but the giant billion-dollar companies as well, especially one that's revenue is bigger than a lot of countries' GDP. So what exactly is going wrong at Nike, and is it too late to fix?
It's shit.
Nike's success comes down to
I think their market problem is that too many choices is bad, and they need to go back to drawing board and understand a consumer philosophy. If you give people too many choices, they'll be more unhappy with their choice that they make. Give them less choices. Standardize your products.
a simple
That's
formula.
simple.
First, it innovated new products. In 1971, Nike's co-founder Bill Bowerman used his wife's waffle iron to make a new running shoe that was lighter and had better grip than cleats used at the time. After making the waffle trainer, Nike signed an athlete to promote it, but not just any athlete. In the 1970s, sportswear was dominated by giants like Adidas, Converse, and Puma. Nike saw itself as the scrappy underdog. Steve Prefontaine was also a scrappy underdog. Once considered too small to be a track star, Prefontaine went on to be a college champion and run in the 1972 Olympics.
He stood for individualism, rebellion, and the pure joy of competition.
In 1973, Nike signed him, then added the final piece to the puzzle, bold advertising. Adidas and Converse's branding tended to be positive and relatable.
Hey, Dr. J, where'd you get those moves?
But Nike was unapologetically about winning.
Yeah.
Its name came from the Greek goddess of victory. The swoosh logo was big and aggressive, and Nike's tagline got to the point.
What a cool brand, low-key.
This formula eventually won Nike 50% of the U.S. athletic footwear market, so the company used it to expand into tennis, then basketball, where Nike signed the athlete first. Michael Jordan was exactly the kind of tenacious...
They did try to scam it. They tried to scum the fuck out of him, though. Hold on. I know this is just business, but they tried to scum the fuck out of this guy. Let's be honest.
What a jam! Here's Jordan down the middle all the way. Kaboom! And that's what they came to see.
So much so that Nike designed a new shoe just for him.
Because they gave him an absolute abysmal
It violated
contract
the NBA's rules that shoes had to be mostly white, but Jordan wore them anyway, and Nike paid the fines. Then Nike put Jordan in its signature ads.
Yo, Mike, what makes you the best player in the universe? Is it the vicious stunts?
No, Mars.
Is it the haircut?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes. You sure it's not the shoes?
Sure, Mars.
Spike Lee directed commercials that were like both at the same time tongue-in-cheek, but also
brash,
swaggering, arrogant.
Daniel Yaw Miller is a journalist covering sports and fashion.
It really kind of took shots at its competitors. It was unafraid to kind of lash out and also back it up. I think that's the essence of Nike storytelling.
As Jordan went on to become the greatest basketball player in history, Nike grew into the biggest sportswear company in history. Over the next 30 years, the company used this formula to expand into more sports, from soccer to golf.
True. Yo, Tiger Woods Nike collab is probably one of the best in sports.
It made the swoosh recognizable to...
Chat, guys, I know this sounds really weird, but I think about Tiger Woods in my head. On any given day, you say Tiger Woods, I see it in my head. I see Nike. I see it. I generally see it in my head.
Anyone, anywhere. And sold its products in nearly every sports store.
Not Tiger's Wood.
It wasn't always
Tiger
smooth
Woods.
sailing.
Holy shit.
In the 1990s, Nike faced
chat,
criticism for tolerating sweatshops in Vietnam, where conditions were often unsafe for workers. But Nike's stock kept climbing, and then started to soar in the 2010s. Nike began designing products with what it called VizTech. It put shocks in the heel of its Nike Shocks, air bubbles inside the Nike Air Max.
Which is actually genius for consumers to think I have more bounce because of the air in my midsole. Nike really revolutionized not only like how footwear is made, but how you talk about how footwear is made.
It helped make Nike a...
Yo, let's be honest. Maybe it's so well in the United States, but it would always scuff out, break, look
$50 billion company in the 2010s. But it was then that Nike would start to stray from this formula. At the worst possible time.
Very quickly, I want to thank today's sponsor, and that's Storyblocks. Episode.
Almost all of Nike's CEOs were lifers. But in 2020, Nike hired John Donahoe, who came from consultancy.
When I was young, okay, you would wear DC shoes, DVS, Lakai, Etnies, America. That's what you were. You're a real fucking Chad
2
like
months
me.
later, the pandemic hit. Nike stock jumped as consumers spent.
Ooh. Osiris, Chad, if you're a real skater, you only bought one pair of Osiris, and then you never bought them again. I made the mistake. You cannot do heel flips because you cannot feel your heel. You can't do fucking kick flips, so you cannot feel your toes, is what it is.
Stimulus money
The fucking
then started the slide.
Mother suck. You on some stilts on
Nike scrambled to fix supply chain problems and cut its sales forecast after its Vietnamese factory shut down. This wasn't Donahoe's fault, but it was his decision to change how Nike sold its products. Typically, the company sold to retail stores who sold to consumers. Donahoe decided to pull products out of retail stores to sell to consumers directly, which was more profitable. But it opened shelf space that stores filled with products from Nike's competitors, especially in running. Brands like On and Hoka were innovating new VizTech, especially in...
I'm gonna say, none of this is swag. None of this is hot or cool. I hate this bullshit that standardized the market. It looks ugly. You look like a moron. You look like a bitch.
Especially in running. Brands like On and Hoka were innovating new VizTech, especially in the soles.
I don't care, I said it.
And getting onto shelves helped boost their sales at the expense of Nike's. This was just one mistake. Another was not really innovating anything new.
If you're standing still, yeah.
A number of senior executives
running.
and designers were lured from
It's for running, and 98% of people who wear them haven't ran in the last 6 months.
Nike to other brands, which left the company to rely more on sales of older models. It worked during the pandemic, when Nike's retro basketball shoes became very popular. But trends changed, and consumers began preferring low-profile shoes like Adidas Sambas. It left Nike holding excess inventory that hurt its profits, caused sales to tumble, all while its competitors soared.
Regular consumers started to look up and say, like, when I go to the store, I don't really see Nike products that I want to buy anymore. That's when I think like the alarm bells start to go off.
Then the dominoes started to fall. Big-time athletes left Nike.
Nike was pretty smart though overall for skaters. Yeah, there's a lot of shoes already that are like that, but because of how thick it was at the bottom, it would help not wear down the fucking right side of the shoe when you were skating. It helped a little bit for sure.
Roger Federer signed with On. Harry Kane went to Skechers, Simone Biles to Athleta, and Josh Allen to New Balance. Tiger Woods left to start his own brand. Then Nike changed its ads. It turned its signature aggressive tone more whimsical.
The future is exciting because you never know what's going to happen.
Reframed its message from win at all costs to just try your best.
Here's to going for it. And being terrible.
And focus more on social issues.
Maybe your dream is to be the first 13-year-old to go pro. Or to push
this guy's calling him woke. Say how it is. Just say it. He's saying it's woke. Say it.
a sport to accept everyone just as they are.
Now, I want to be clear, these were not necessarily bad ads. A lot of Nike's competitors found huge success with this same style and tone. But without innovative products, the most iconic athletes, or its bold advertising, Nike lost what made it Nike.
Nike had been cool for so many decades, and the epitome of sporting performance and the epitome of cool. And for a while, it lost the cool factor.
And so for the first time, Nike's stock price started a multi-year decline. Then when things couldn't get any worse.
Starting tomorrow, the United States will implement reciprocal tariffs on other nations.
Trump's tariffs are a huge problem for Nike. After Liberation Day, Trump lowered the rates on these countries. But since Nike is still paying new tariffs placed on almost all of the other countries it makes products in, it increased its estimated tariff bill to $1.5 billion. This extra cost will force it to raise prices, which could hurt sales even more. So how is Nike planning to make a comeback? In 2024, Nike replaced the CEO, Donahoe, with a longtime executive, Elliott Hill, who's pushing Nike to return to this old formula. It's releasing a new shoe line with brand new VizTech. Here's their latest video about it.
Nike Mind is a new sensory footwear concept that helps
Yo, you wouldn't catch me being in a fucking casket dead with this shit on my shoes. What the hell? What the fuck are those, man?
The body and the mind.
Nike's putting these shoes on its biggest superstars, and even partnering with other sportswear companies like Skims, a women's athleisure brand started by Kim Kardashian.
This was a huge kind of like shift in the way Nike does things. And I think Nike's was acknowledging there that like sometimes you need to kind of invest in working with the people who are doing it best. And I think the market really responded well to that.
Finally, Nike's ads are starting to look like they used to.
You can't take credit. You can't speak up. You can't be so ambitious. You can't break records. You can't have any fun. You can't make demands. You can't keep score. You can't stand out. Whatever you do, you can't win. So win.
Nike, of course, has a huge opportunity.
What's up? Can we watch Wally tonight? Wanna watch Wally? Yeah, we can watch Wally, yeah.
Next summer when the World Cup comes here to the US. In fact, it's already showing some signs of life. In September, the company posted a surprise bump in sales.
I definitely see a runway for Nike to kind of like regain its spot at the top of the sportswear market in terms of like the excitement and cultural wins it used to have.
Nike's no longer an underdog, but in order to overcome its crisis, it will need to think like one. Again.
Interesting.
All right, thanks for watching another episode. If you're new to Search Party, now's your chance.
What about Yeezy? Yeezy was the downfall of Nike. Let's keep it a buck. True. Ain't yours? True. Ain't yours? Yeah, that's true. True is chat? Yeah, true.